It's time for the Red Steel 2 review for the Wii. As the name implies, this is the sequel to the original Red Steel, although the stories are not related to each other. The story in this game is about the last Kusagari, who has come back to a town after being banished for 5 years via dragged behind a motorcycle by the leader of the Jackal Gang. After he escapes, he returns to his old master, who says that you need to retrieve the katana that the gang leader stole from you. This is only the very beginning of the story, and there is a lot more, but I won't spoil anything. Have you ever heard of someone struggling through the crap in a game just to say they played the dang thing? Well, that's basically what happened to me in Red Steel 2. There was only one thing in the game that could be considered good, and that was the fact that you could use your sword or gun at any time, which was a nice feature that its predecessor didn't have. So yeah, that was the only good thing about this game, and let's get to that before I get to the rest of the crap. Unlike its predecessor, which is way better by the way, you're able to take out your enemies with your selections of different guns or your sword at any time in the game, which was very nice since the original Red Steel didn't let you do this. The game is set in the Old West, but incorporates Eastern elements, and some of the technology seems futuristic. Talk about a headache! Stick to one time and placement period, Ubisoft. I don't know why everyone thinks the graphics look awesome, because I think they suck. Even though they're cel-shaded, I found it to be really bland. Would it have killed the developers to try just a little harder? The controls are awful! I thought the Wii Motion Plus was supposed to increase the preciseness of the Wiimote, not make it virtually unplayable. You'll use the nunchuck to move around, aim with the Wiimote, press B to fire your gun, and swing the Wiimote to try and swing your sword. I have 2 Wii Motion Pluses and 3 Wiimotes with brand new batteries in each one, and I tried every Wiimote with every Wii Motion Plus, and I got nothing. How in the world did this control design get past in the development? There are new abilities you can learn which are supposed to help you out, but in reality, they don't do anything. Same goes for your weapon and armor upgrades. You think you're increasing the damage of your weapon, but I found absolutely no changes at all. It still took the same amount of time to defeat a simple enemy after I purchased upgrades. Red Steel 2 is one of the worst games I have ever played. Virtually every element and principle of this game just sucked. The graphics, controls, the story, upgrades, and the gameplay all need to go back to the drawing board. The only upside I found in this game was that you could switch between your gun and sword at any time. I definitely do not recommend this game. This is one of the worst games I've ever played. What were you thinking, Ubisoft? This game gets a 1 out of 5 with the title of April Fools. Sorry, but I just had to do that. This whole review was an April Fool's joke, and you need to basically reverse everything I just said about the game. So here is the real review. First, I do like the time and placement period. I think it was cool to add West and East elements. I do think it's a bit odd, but I like it nonetheless. The graphics are excellent. They are not dull, but very detailed and smooth. I love how they decided to go with cel-shaded instead of the realistic graphics that they did in the previous Red Steel. The controls are excellent and very precise. The Wii Motion Plus makes playing this game so much fun. I rarely had any problems with the preciseness of my sword swings or with the special moves, which are very fun to pull off, and they do help a lot in battle. Along with your main quest, there are also a lot of side quests. If you're a frequent watcher of my reviews, you know I'm a sucker for side quests, so I really like this feature. There was one thing in this game that was good, but I found to be a little odd. Now, to buy upgrades and new weapons, you need money, of course, and where do you get money? Well, you get it for completing your quests, but also a lot of it comes from boxes and containers. You don't really need to worry about money in this game because it's virtually everywhere. I'm not too sure what to make of this. Although this does benefit you, it just seems like it makes purchasing items and upgrades too easy. The voice acting was so-so. Some of it was pretty good, but others not so much. Like, I think they cast the wrong person to do the sensei's voice.
So, you again prove yourself in combat. I am beginning to think you returned simply to embarrass me. Must I now wallow in shame to satisfy you?
Overall, Red Steel 2 is a great game, and I definitely recommend it. It's a lot better than its predecessor, mainly due to the heightened controls. But the upgrades and new sword techniques that actually work also play a big part in the greatness of this game. The real downsides that I found were 1, the story. I don't know, it just seemed a little stupid. 2, the voice acting could have been better. And 3, cash is virtually everywhere, which makes purchasing items and upgrades too easy. But overall, it's still a very fun game. If the original Red Steel left a bad taste in your mouth, which makes you cautious about this game, don't worry. I think you'll be surprised and have a lot of fun with it. This game gets a 4.25 out of 5 with the title of Awesome.